मन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय।
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verse number 28. Arjun uvacha drishtva iman swajannan krishna yuyutsun samavasthitan sidanti mam gatrani mukham cha parishushyati. Arjun said, O Krishna, seeing all my kinsmen assembled here, eager for battle, I feel my limbs weakening and my mouth becoming dry. So as Arjun saw all his close family members assembled in the battlefield, ready to fight and die, he started lamenting and became very compassionate. Due to this compassion, he felt immense weakness within his heart. Now, compassion is an intrinsic quality of a devotee. In general, violence is associated with demoniac nature. In this material world, typically people are only interested in themselves and do not take care of the feelings of others. But a devotee is sensitive. He is very respectful of other people's feeling, then what to talk of actually committing any type of physical violence against them. As we discussed last time, being kind to every living entity is one of the 26 qualities and actually the most important quality of a devotee. Someone who is in the mode of goodness, and especially someone who's a devotee of the Lord, never wants to give pain to others. We see so many examples of great devotees throughout history. A few days ago was the disappearance day of Haridas Thakur, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Since he was born in a Muslim family but was completely engaged day and night in chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The local Muslim population as well as the ruler of that area in Bengal turned against him, and he was punished to be beaten in 22 markets. Two strong men started beating him with a whip and kept beating him, but Haridas Thakur kept chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They were actually exhausted of beating him, but Haridas Thakur did not stop chanting. They gave up and fell at his feet that, please, if you do not die, then we will lose our job. Haridas Thakur said, don't worry, I will jump into the river, but first of all tell me, are you exhausted? Are you feeling any pain in your hands because you have been making so much effort beating me up? So see, this is the compassion of a devotee. He was not concerned about all the pain that they had inflicted on him, but he was actually inquiring from them if they were tired and exhausted and feeling some pain because of having to beat him up. What to talk of other humans? A devotee is compassionate towards each and every living entity, whether they are animals, birds, plants, insects. We see in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the story of another great devotee. His name was Vasudeva Vipra. Mahaprabhu met him during his tour of South India in Kurma Kshetra. Vasudev Vipra was suffering from leprosy. Maggots lived in his open sores. But if any one of these maggots fell down from the wound, he would pick it up and replace it. So when Mahaprabhu asked him, "What are you doing?" and he said, "Well, my open sores, my wounds are the food for these maggots. If they fall down, they are losing their food, so I am putting them back on these sores." We can't even think of this level of compassion where the devotee is not concerned about his own physical pain, but he is trying to ensure that these insects or maggots do not lose their food, which is his own flesh. By the dint of their devout nature, the devotees attain the qualities of higher living entities such as the demigods. In his prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj prays, "Yasya asti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvahi gunahi tatra samasate suraha harau abhaktasya kuto mahat gunaha manorathen asti dhavato bahi." That all the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, renunciation, compassion become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudev. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? So, a devotee is compassionate by nature, but at the same time, we have to see whether that feeling of compassion is because of genuine concern for the spiritual well-being of the other or out of that person's own weakness of the heart. What we see here in the case of Arjun, that it is not necessarily compassion in the sense of a devotee feeling concerned about others' spiritual well-being, because that type of compassion actually gives internal peace and happiness. When you do something good for others and you are really concerned about someone's well-being and make an effort to help them, that actually gives you a lot of internal happiness and bliss. But in this case, he is feeling a weakness in his limbs and his mouth is drying up. That is a sign of weakness of heart or lamentation, not real compassion. This lamentation is because of Arjun's attachment to his kinsmen due to bodily identification. That bodily identification, because of which we consider certain objects, certain people as our own, and any feeling of separation from those objects or those people makes us feel very miserable and lament and causes immense agony and weakness of heart, is the root cause of lamentation. And this is the very first or the most important type of ignorance that Krishna is going to chastise Arjun for in the second chapter. So we have to learn to differentiate between true compassion and lamentation, which arises from weakness of heart and makes us run away from our responsibilities. If we put ourselves in Arjun's position, our life is also just like a battlefield. At every step in life, we face so many obstacles. And just like Arjun is ready to give up here, we at times have the same tendency to give up and surrender to our circumstances, because the problem that we are facing seems insurmountable, and we feel weakness of heart. We feel the same emotions like weakening of our limbs and drying up of our mouth, as we are not able to figure out how we will overcome that obstacle. So how do we maintain our calmness and equanimity of our mind in situations that we face in our life is what Krishna is going to explain in the second chapter. So what else is Arjun feeling? Verse number 29. Vepathuscha sharire me roma harshascha jayate gandivam sansrate hastat tvakcha eva paridahiyate. My body is quivering and my hairs are standing on end. My Gandiv bow is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. So the great warrior Arjun, in front of whom no one could stand and fight, is feeling immense distress to the extent that his body is quivering and his Gandiv bow is slipping from his hand. This was a very powerful weapon that had been given to Arjun by Indra, but despite having such a powerful weapon, Arjun was in a very miserable situation. So this Gandiv is like all our material power and assets that we may have, but even after having so much material wealth and possessions, we face situations in life where we feel completely helpless. We feel as if it is end of life. We don't see any direction. In such situation, who comes to help? It's only the Guru and Krishna who can show us the right direction in such situations, just like Krishna will show the right path to Arjun. Now these emotions that Arjun is experiencing are also at times experienced when one is having spiritual ecstasies. It is called Asht Satvik Vikar. When one is very advanced in devotional practice, when chanting the holy name of the Lord, meditating on his transcendental pastimes, one may experience intense spiritual transcendental emotions. For example, tears may roll out of one's eyes, one may feel perspiration, fainting, paralysis, trembling and stammering. But the emotions that Arjun is feeling are not because of any transcendental ecstasy. These are simply because of Hriday Daurbalyam or weakness of heart that comes due to ignorance of our real transcendental position, because of not knowing what our duty is during different situations that we face in our life, how to resolve them, how to maintain that strong faith in the Supreme Lord, how to maintain equanimity of our mind. The goal of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is to pull us out of this ignorance which causes weakness of heart, give us that spiritual knowledge by practicing which our hearts will be strengthened, our mind and intellect will be strengthened and we would be able to make substantive progress on the spiritual path and come out successfully from the cycle of birth and death towards our journey to the supreme abode of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, have a very blessed day.
Jai Jai